Hey, small business owner, are you feeling frustrated because you cannot seem to get consistent with your marketing efforts? Like you post on LinkedIn one week, and then the next week you realize you need to toss something over on Instagram, and then you haven't sent an email in 3 months, and it just really starts to feel like impossible to get it together and show up consistently across platforms.
Oh yeah, Brooke, or you are posting regularly on the same platform and it's just not really doing anything for you. And then you get tired of doing it because you're like, I can do 3 posts a week. And you get tired of doing it. And then you just fall off the face of the World Wide Web for weeks and weeks. And then you pop back up and you're like, oh, I want to say something. And it's just all over the place as far as consistency is concerned.
Yeah, it's starting, stopping, starting, stopping, and there's a fix for it. So that's the good news. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode of the Big Bad Marketing Podcast. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Janae, and Big Bad Marketing is our women owned marketing agency where we work with small business owners who want to do the thing that they love and they're passionate about, and there's value behind it, and they know they can bring in customers and money, but they don't know how. And they're trying to market themselves in all the wrong ways. And if that resonates for you, then you're in the right place, because today we're going to talk about how you, small business owner, can build a plan so your marketing is consistent and effective instead of wasting your time and stressing you out.
Yeah, and burnout is a real problem in this world where content creation feels like you have to show up everywhere all the time because you see these bigger businesses and you see these influencers and maybe even some other local businesses that are in your industry. And you're like, wow, they're showing up on social 5 times a week. And I've got to be doing that. And that type of comparison is the quickest path to burning out on these platforms.
Yeah, so let's ditch comparing because even in our personal lives, it's just not helpful. And let's help you, small business owner, entrepreneur, side hustler. Let's help you make a plan so your marketing becomes effective and you don't feel like you're spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do
let's
this.
do this. So, where do we start?
Yeah. At the beginning is usually a good place, which is,
Or
I
with the
tend to
end in
think,
mind?
oh, I see what you did
Ah!
there. Yeah. Yeah, actually, maybe this is a tangent, but my pottery teacher is always like the way that the piece comes out at the end of your project, glazed and finished, is reflective of how you started.
Mm.
And lots of people are starting and they're doing this funny shape and they're doing this thing and then it turns into this wonky whatever. And he's like, it's obvious that it was going to look like that because look at the way you started it. So intention is key and starting with the end in mind. Yes, I agree.
So, we love a spreadsheet here at Big Bad Marketing. We love a piece of paper and a pen, but we really love a
Ooh.
spreadsheet. And we encourage you to start with a spreadsheet. You're going to
Brooke,
put,
how do I do that? I don't have that. What does that even mean?
we love
Ah,
We love Google Sheets
Google
for
Sheets.
anything and everything. They're for free. So open up a Google Sheet, and from there, we want you to pick the platforms that you want to market on consistently. We'll figure out what consistently means in a minute, but for now, we just need to pick the platform. So, Janae, how can we think about picking platforms without saying, I'm just going to be everywhere?
Do everything. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, so first of all, we've got a great podcast episode on this and a really good blog on helping you identify which channels make sense for your business and not having to do them all at the same time or all at once. But we like to think about the channels and the platforms you use drawing a straight line to your customers. So the way you want to consider this is figuring out who your customers are. So a couple of user persona exercises can be helpful here. And again, we have content on that to help you if you're not sure who are my end customers, who is buying this, and what are their pain points, right? What are the problems they're dealing with that they want to solve that my service, my product solves for them. So go ahead and map out pain points and user personas. And then you'll use that to trace where are those people hanging out. So you can identify, at least digitally, where you're going to be able to talk to those ideal customers and where they might see your content.
Yeah. And that's a really important piece of this because if you are, say, a B2C brand and you are selling a software directly to consumers, you may not necessarily need to be on LinkedIn. Your customers might be hanging out on Instagram. So think about who your customers are, where they're hanging out, and if they're not on a particular channel, or if you don't feel ready to be on a particular channel, don't do it. Keep
Don't do
it
it.
simple. And we love email and one social media channel for a brand,
Secret.
especially if you're just starting out. Just do one and one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Brooke, to that end, I'm also thinking of like this big B2B company that we've been helping, and they are on Facebook because they're like, we want to be on Facebook, despite our recommendation that that's really not the place, because that is just end consumers living their personal lives, daily lives, sharing personal things. That's not the place where this particular business, this particular industry, where you're going to find B2B customers. Like there's not big businesses on there seeing your sweet posts, like heartfelt storytelling posts, and being like, yes, our business needs to hire and work with this business, right? That's not the place. So just wanted to say that I think we have a whole episode on common sense marketing and making sure all of the things have straight lines, but it really is that. And don't overcomplicate and don't force yourself to be on lots of platforms. Pick the one that makes most sense. And then once you have that, limit your cadence. Maybe right now, today, you've got lots of time and hours this week, this month. You're like, yeah, I could put 20 hours a month into social media. But you might be better off to start small, and over time, after you establish that cadence and that consistency, then you keep adding more posts on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, right? But for now, we love starting with our clients with one monthly email and one social media post a week on a very specific platform. That's it.
Yes. And don't overcomplicate this. It really can be this simple. So in your spreadsheet, you can go ahead and go month by month. So we're already starting to do this type of planning with our clients. We're recording this in the middle of November. So we're about 6 weeks out from January 2026, and we're starting to plan. So we've got January, and then we've got email, and then we've got topic and publish date. Those are our 4 columns. So month, what did I say? Month, platform, topic, and publish date. So once you
Say it
decide
again.
I don't know if I can. It's in my brain. So for January, you would say, okay, for email, we're going to talk about how to get more consistent with your marketing in 2026.
At
Boom.
Big Bad Marketing, we love a theme that helps us map all the rest of the stuff out. Pick a monthly theme, pick a quarterly theme. It doesn't matter, like your content pillar for that period of time.
Yes, we love a theme. So once you have that theme for your email or that one topic, then you can put 4 posts for, say, Instagram is going to be your platform and you're going to show up on Instagram. So you're going to put Instagram 4 times. Those are going to be your weekly posts. So go ahead and add dates in the dates column for which dates of the month you're going to do these posts, and then plug in your topics. And if those topics happen to overlap with your email topic, then that's beautiful because that's less work for you. And if you can
That's
come up
the
with 4
theme.
Instagram posts that are on theme, that are all in that same topic bucket, beautiful, good for you.
Winning.
That's way less work. You are winning. So repeat this on your spreadsheet for February, March, April, go all the way down the year. You don't have to fill them all out right now. In fact, we encourage you to not over plan. And that's a big piece of content planning as we head into a new year.
Could I also drop like a teaser? Like the option here is something that we share with our clients. So this is your invitation to become one of our clients, is a social media template to help you do all of this planning. We already built out this spreadsheet, so it makes it really easy for you to be like, here's the date, here's the content pillar I'm talking about, here's the theme and the topic, here's what I want the CTA to be, here's the persona I'm speaking to, which, like, I realize those are a lot of details as I'm saying them, but the way it's laid out helps you really think about it so that you're not just marketing into a void and you're not getting burnt out by just making a bunch of posts that don't have a clear plan of action or an intention, right? They're just, you're putting a lot of time and spinning your wheels, making LinkedIn posts, thinking really thoughtful things and sharing them out, and they're not speaking to the right customers, or they're not talking about your offers in a way that is compelling. So if you are not yet our client, go ahead and become one. And if you're not yet going to become one, make yourself a spreadsheet that has all of these items so that you can build out those posts in a way that makes your life easy and makes your marketing effective.
Yeah, and if you like this type of tactical marketing advice, then go ahead and sign up for our monthly newsletter at bigbedmarketing.com/newsletter. We send out a monthly email. We eat our own dog food in that way, and we stick with a monthly cadence for email, and we always make sure that it is super tactical and helpful and that we are giving you golden nuggets of how to market your business better.
Yeah, sign up so you too can learn all of the ins and outs and the secrets of marketing without burnout, of getting your brand out there in a way that is effective, finding your clients, and building a pipeline of leads who can't wait to buy your shit.
Yes. So
Yeah.
don't overplan. So we encourage people to get very detailed for the next 3 months so that you can start creating content now and you already know this is what's going out in January and February and March. After that point, you're going to circle back probably in February. We like to do this stuff 6 weeks out. So maybe mid-February. And then you have 6 weeks of data to say, hey, what's working? Did I actually get any leads from these posts that I'm doing? What kind of feedback did I get from my monthly email? Are people reading it? Are they getting value? Are they clicking the links that I'm putting in? So as you get more consistent with posting, you can then look for trends in the data to inform your future posts. So if you plan out January, February, March, and you're checking back in February and you say, wow, this one post that I did in January took off and people were sharing it and commenting on it, maybe you do another post about that topic. Like
You can
leave
go revisit
room.
your spreadsheet and be like, who was I talking to? What pain point was I addressing? What was the theme and the offer? Was it compelling?
Yes. And if it worked, give yourself flexibility. The plan is meant to be changed, and we will always advise you to do more of what's working on a particular platform. So just because you're like, oh, I had January, February, March planned out, and then in February I found out that this is really what my audience wants to hear about, then screw the plan. Go fill it in with the thing that's working and do more of what people are already telling you they like.
Yes. Do what actually works instead of, I hate to call it pride, but like instead of just sticking to what you already did because that's what you already built out. And Brooke, if building big bad marketing is not a testament to flowing with what works and scrapping a bunch of stuff after we've already created it because we realize that's not the right path, then I don't know what is. And
Yeah.
with just small business owner, like we are right there with you. Like this is hard and it's a lot of time and effort into things that constantly change, but that's the name of this game. Be willing to change if you want to succeed. Be able to be nimble and pivot because you don't want to become the next Blockbuster who held fast to VHS and poof, now they're, where are they? Meanwhile, Netflix was like DVDs. And then Netflix was like, streaming? Yes, now we're online. And look who they are now. Look where they are now. So
Yeah.
be flexible, be okay with change, and don't get too stuck.
And we always like to remind our clients social media is fleeting. So if you have, say, email, or we're working with a particular client right now that is going to be doing long form articles on Substack, and that needs to be where the bulk of their effort is because that is the stuff that is going to live far longer than the post that shows up on
Oh, yeah.
LinkedIn that's going to be gone in 7 hours once the algorithm gets filled up with other things. So put it in perspective in terms of your effort and lean into spending more time in the platforms that are going to have a longer long-term impact for your business. So, for example, if you are a company that is putting pins on Pinterest, Pinterest pins can get you traffic for the next 5 years. So, it makes more sense
Whoa.
to spend time doing a great pin for Pinterest than doing a great reel for Instagram,
Hey.
unless you're a business that relies 100% on Instagram for your leads and that's what your people
Yeah,
want.
but what
So
if you just like reels, Brooke?
put it in perspective. I don't like reels, so I don't know how to react to that.
Let's be real.
Uh,
Okay, getting back to this consistency piece and the burnout piece. I think we have a super secret tactic. It's not secret, but like a little known tactic that can really help reduce burnout because it's a structured way to and an efficient way to build out content so that you have this plan in place and you're not just sitting and rewriting and reworking and making posts for everything and making blogs and making emails and it's all just like effort, 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 effort. So, will you talk a little bit about the COPE method and how that can simplify, streamline, and build efficiency into our listener, our small business owner, our entrepreneur, into their life when they're thinking about marketing?
yeah, so COPE stands for Create Once, Publish Everywhere. And the idea is that you would take a long form piece of content, maybe it's a blog post, maybe it's a Substack post, maybe it's your email newsletter, and then repurpose the information into smaller bite sized pieces for other areas. So you might record a long form video for YouTube, and then you can clip that and put some of the clips on Instagram. You can turn it into YouTube shorts. You can take those same concepts and use them as inspiration for other things. So
You
it's
can
the
make a reel.
idea, you could make a reel. We love the reels. So it is the idea that you can repurpose and do less and use the things you already have. Like you do not need to come up with new novel concepts and information every single time you go to post on social because the reality is people are not going to see it. Even if you have a very small engaged audience, the odds are still good that not everybody is going to see every post that you put out. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to talk about the same things in different ways. And in fact, the more that you show up consistently talking about the same things, people are going to recognize you for your expertise in these same things, and you will be known as a person who does XYZ things. So for
A
us,
guru.
we only talk about small business marketing and business foundations and operations. And that is, we stay in our lane in that way, not necessarily on Instagram. Instagram's a place where we have fun. But if you join our email newsletter, we're covering the same topics over and over again. And
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to do the same.
Yeah, and something else that we talk about a lot internally, you and I, Brooke, internally in our behind closed doors meetings, big bad marketing meetings, which is just with the entire staff of our company, which is you and I and our dogs, is about how we need to have like a handful of main things that are our content pillars. So, like the core elements of what our content talks about, which all have like subpoints and subpoints to the subpoints, right? But my point and the subpoint of that is in that zone of genius, like if we're only ever talking about the same core concepts, we can change it up a little bit and vary the details and the way that we're talking about it, but ultimately we just want to keep talking about the same thing and same thing and same thing because that's our area of genius and that's what we want to help, that's what we want to do to help people is educate them on these topics. And for us that means empowering entrepreneurs with this kind of information. And if we're just like reaching and making up different things and having all of these like our content is talking about just like such a diverse array of things instead of being centrally focused, right? It dilutes the message. And so our task here with COPE, but also with our content pillar strategy, is to stay focused on the same things. So as we were talking about before, there's always that straight line from like the pain point to the user to what we do to how we can solve their problem. And it's all like it makes sense. We connect the dots.
Yes. And all of this lives in spreadsheets, and all of this requires
Taking it full
planning.
circle, lady.
Yes, it all requires planning. So, more than anything, if you are struggling with consistency, in marketing your business, regardless of the channels that you're using, it may be because one, you need to do less, or two, you need to do a little bit more planning. So
Do
even
less
if
or do more,
you,
but don't do exactly what you're already doing. It's not
yes,
working.
exactly.
Oh, I also want to say something here important about accountability. And I know that, so in our Foundations First program, that is a huge piece of what we offer when we work with clients. But what I want to share here is like the feedback that we get from small business owners who are in the trenches trying to like run their business and grow their business and market their business, and they're wearing all these hats. And it's really helpful in that case that they have coaches and support through this program so that they feel accountable, and there are deadlines, and there is a clear goal and a progression and a step-by-step process, and someone holding their hand when they have a question and there to give feedback and support. So what I'm getting at here is like, obviously sign up and join our program, but more importantly, find a way to build accountability into what you're doing. Because Brooke, it's just us two. Like I just said, it's us two and the dogs are doing nap time and chasing balls. They're not helping us that much. So aside from our intrinsic motivation to keep this going, the thing that helps for me is our partnership and our accountability to each other, where we put deadlines in place. And if small business owner listener, if you don't have a business partner, a spreadsheet with deadlines is a great way to help build some accountability into what you're doing so you can be consistent and accountable to yourself for getting this stuff done, so you feel better, so your business grows.
Yeah. And if you are intrinsically motivated and you keep the commitments you make to yourself, then go ahead and toss some calendar reminders on your Google Calendar and be like, hey, every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m., I'm going to block the time, and that's when I'm going to write my weekly social post. Great, amazing, do that. Or if you like to time block in a bigger way and say, I'm going to do a half day once a month and batch all of my content for the entire month. That's beautiful. If you can be accountable to yourself in that way, incredible. If you are someone who is more extrinsically motivated and you need outside accountability, obviously working with an agency like Big Bad Marketing is one option for you. But if you have another business owner who is a friend, who is someone that you met at a networking event, can you check in on each other and offer each other that accountability? Because a lot of times it is amazing how much more you will stay true to the thing that you're doing if someone is peeking over your shoulder and being like, hey, did you make that weekly social post? Yeah, because I haven't
Did you
seen
do
it
that thing
come
you said
through
you were
my
going to do?
feed. Yeah, did you do that thing? Because I'm here to be like, hey, by the way, knock, 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 do that thing.
Even if there's no like punishment involved, or like you lose points or something, just knowing that you're going to have to answer to someone who's, even if in a friendly way, they're going to ask, oh, did you get that thing done? Like, I think that can be a big support. And I
Because you
love what
don't
you're
want
saying,
to.
if you meet someone in a networking event, or if you're part of a, what are those things called? Like networking circles, where there's those like groups, business groups, and they meet and have lunch and talk about, I don't know what.
Oh, the BNI groups.
Yeah, but I mean more generically, like groups like that. Business groups for business owners, groups for people to help them grow their business, learn new skills, all that kind of stuff. Like find somebody, anybody who can, if you are externally motivated, I don't know
Yeah,
what the word is there, but
extrinsically. Yeah.
if you're not motivated by yourself, then know that about yourself and then get some support. So
Yeah.
you can grow this business, because you can do it. We believe in you. If nobody's told you recently, you're killing it. Your business is amazing. And with a little bit of a push and some accountability and some structure, you can grow it.
And you can stay more consistent with doing your marketing. And we'll leave this episode on a note of do this for a long time. We talk to a lot of business owners, and when we ask them how long they have spent consistently marketing their businesses, most of the time we hear, a couple weeks, couple months,
And it
but
didn't
definitely
work.
less than 6 months, and it wasn't working.
Wait, Brooke, drop your analogy about the gym and the one email thing. That's my fave.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I went to the gym once and I didn't get a six pack. And
Yeah.
we had a client
Yeah.
tell us, I sent an email once, but it didn't get any sales. We're like, yeah, that tracks. You
That
got to
sounds
send
right.
you got to send
Yeah.
lots of emails consistently for a really long time.
Don't
And
give
if you
up.
want to grow a following on your social channels to result in clients for your business. You have to get consistent for a really long time, and you have to do these things that are hard for longer than anybody else is doing them. And that is how you win at this business game. So consistency is so important, and do whatever it needs to be done. Find a buddy, start your spreadsheet, add your calendar reminders, work with Big Bad Marketing, whatever needs to happen to enable you to show up more consistently.
I love it. Thank you for listening, listener.
Yes, thank you for
You're
being
what keeps
here.
us going. We're so excited to share what we know and what's worked for us so that you can grow too. So
And
if you
please like and subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss a future episode.
give us a big old thumbs up, 5 stars, good review,
Bam.
help spread the word.
Have a great day.
Let's just keep saying silly things like
Bye.
eat your dinner, eat your breakfast, call your friends and
Eat your
family.
vegetables.
Yeah, eat your vegetables, do your
Stop
homework.
completely at the stop sign.
Yes, don't compare yourself to others. Is this a new segment at the end of our shows where we
Do as I say,
share
not as I do.
good advice? Fold your laundry promptly or it will wrinkle.
Yeah. Eat your leftovers before 3 days.
Oh, is that? I've never heard that before.
I've
I
heard
eat
that
my
it can
leftovers
like
weeks later.
accrue bacteria in the
kidding,
fridge
yeah.
state.
Yeah. Clean out your refrigerator.
Walk your dog.
Okay.
Okay.
We're good? Okay. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.